Hi everyone, welcome back to The Shelves Have Eyes. I'm Phantom, forgive the cold, and today we will be completing the Harry Potter Potions Wave 1 with this ball which contains Wolfsbane, or Wolfsbane. It's been a very long and twisting road for us to have made all of these sets, and there were some wins and there were some losses. Hopefully, this one will have enough resin to fill the containers, will be fun, and I can guarantee you that this one has a lot of lore attached to it. So, how about we get started? Well, here we have everything that was inside the capsule. So, I have the instructions here in my hand. So it comes with the cauldron stand, another little simmering pot. I swear this is the fourth I've received across this line and in the potions classroom, and they serve absolutely no crafting purpose. This little doodad does nothing. It doesn't appear in any of the instructions. There's no reason to use it. It's just like the candlesticks, I've just got a collection now. So we have the vessel for the Wolfsbane potion. We have silver tongs. We've got a little funnel, a label and cord fiber color with a gum label, it appears. Something blue, and little bits of something white in here, and a silver spoon. Looking at the instructions. Okay, Wolfsbane. We have everything that it says. You put the blue colorant into the resin, you mix it up, you decant a couple of these little twigs into the bottle, pour it into the bottle, cure, put a label on it and a cord around it, and you are done. And we are done with this entire potion set. We have done everything, including these rares that are still in silhouette, because this is from Wave 1A. So how about we make this thing? So one small thing that just came to me as I'm looking at these completely miscellaneous ingredients here. For the murtlap essence, admittedly you couldn't see it in the potion that I made, but it had brown twigs at the bottom of it. And in that video, I had opined that perhaps those twigs were not twigs at all, and they were murtlap tentacles, because it was murtlap essence we were making. But I believe that these are supposed to be the murtlap tentacles. I don't know if you can see that, but they just look like branches. It's possible that these are not twigs and they are the stewed, pickled, condensed tincture skeletal pieces of murtlap tentacles. I don't even know how to qualify that. Well, I think there might be some validity to that, because a key ingredient in the Wolfsbane potion is murtlap tentacles. And look what's back. They're not the same color, but they are definitely the exact same plastic sprue pieces that were completely hidden in the murtlap essence potion. Perhaps Miniverse actually did think that through. But just a small note. Off so we can get this show on the road. Once again, we will be doing everything in a resin container so that you lovely people can see exactly what is going on. And if murtlap essence is any gauge how badly I'm going to judge how much colorant to put into this resin. Trust the last set to be the one cauldron where all of the resin comes out at once. So we are going to open this anonymously labeled generic magic bottle, which has Hogwarts written on the label here to seal the container. No doubt Snape, in his free time, just loves label making. Does seem to be something an anal retentive person like him would probably enjoy doing. All right, so let's try that to start and hope that we do not make this too blue. All right, so let's get on to some lore, shall we? Got a lot to cover in this one. So unlike some of the other potions that we have dealt with recently and throughout this series, Wolfsbane is a rare occasion where a potion is introduced as a plot point in one book, but then more is given about it in others. It's not just a one-trick pony. It doesn't just appear in Prisoner of Azkaban simply because Remus Lupin is a werewolf. Remus Lupin is going to figure heavily into the lore for this particular potion. So if you're a Remus Lupin fan, this video is for you. So the Wolfsbane potion is an extraordinarily complicated potion to make, and apparently it took quite a long time to discover, so to speak, the exact directions and ingredients needed. Crucially, it does not cure lycanthropy. All it does is mitigate the psychological effects of being a werewolf when you transform. When a werewolf in the Harry Potter universe and the Wizarding World universe transforms into their bestial shape as a result of the full moon from a man or woman, they lose all of their human mental faculties, and they essentially just become a beast. And that beast is completely and totally capable of attacking anyone, friend or foe, that happens to be in whatever it considers their territory once transformed. The Wolfsbane potion takes away that madness that comes with the transformation. So the unfortunate werewolf retains their humanity after transformation. They just become a wolf with the mind of a human. They're no longer driven by a bestial urge to hunt, kill, travel their domain to kill any interlopers or anything like that. Remus Lupin says in Prisoner of Azkaban that if he takes the Wolfsbane potion as it's supposed to be taken, and we'll get into that in just a moment, he just sleeps as just a normal wolf until the full moon goes away and he returns to being human. I don't know if it eliminates those urges, and those urges are just sublimated by the human mind that is still in control when you take this, but I mean, he doesn't go into the actual psychological ramifications of taking the Wolfsbane potion. But yes, it's very crucial. It does not cure it. It simply treats the psychological symptoms of the transformation itself. You know what? I think this is mixed enough. So let's decant, and I shall continue with lore. So they say put a few of these these do not want to come out. Okay. So let's just show off what these look like here. Yeah, they just look like little manila twigs. I mean, they're not anything special. If these are supposed to mean murtlap tentacles, they're not doing a very good job of differentiating them from a twig. Oh, I thought using my fingers would be easier than using the tongs, but I guess that really is not the case. I'm getting a little worried about the lack of transparency in this. I think, once again, I was a little too heavy-handed with the mica powder. That was bad of me. So what I am going to do is I am going to use some extra liquid sugar from one of Chrissy's sets, and we'll try to make it so that you really can see the twigs in the resultant. Okay, since I'm mixing again, let's continue on with lore. Wolfsbane potion gets its name from the fact that the active ingredient, the key ingredient, is Wolfsbane. which is also referred to as aconite and monkswood. The Wolfsbane potion was created by Damocles Belby, with apparently some help from Horace Slughorn, as Slughorn states in Half-Blood Prince. If you remember, during the Slug Club party, I think it's the Christmas party, not the get-together on the train, Slughorn introduces Marcus Belby, who is a student at Hogwarts, and it turns out that Marcus Belby is a nephew to Damocles Belby, and is not really in touch with his uncle very much, and completely disappears from Horace Slughorn's radar after that, because there's no familial relationship to exploit there. Wolfsbane is also extraordinarily difficult to brew, and the ingredients are extraordinarily expensive, which makes it prohibitive for werewolves to make it themselves. So they are at the mercy of apothecaries or potions masters who will make the potion and then sell it for presumably a lot, considering it is labor intensive and the ingredients are expensive. So Wolfsbane potion is not something that every werewolf in the wizarding world would be able to afford. In fact, Remus Lupin states that one of the reasons that he took the post at Hogwarts, despite his extreme self-flagellation over his condition, was the fact that Dumbledore promised him a free supply of Wolfsbane potion as long as he was a teacher, that Professor Snape would brew it for him. So that might be how they got around that. And there's some very strange extraneous media that is non-canonical, that goes into a separate character that also kind of has a werewolf lupine name that is helping Remus Lupin in the 80s. I'm not going to get into it because I don't even think that it's germane to this discussion, and it's absolutely bonkers because it comes from our video game. Okay, so I believe that this is now translucent enough that we would be able to see the twigs. So how about we get to decanting, and I will continue with this exhaustive lore. Just as the Wolfsbane potion is extraordinarily expensive in ingredients and intensive in work to actually brew, it also is extraordinarily strange in the manner in which it is administered. It must be an entire, in the books, a goblet of the potion must be drunk by the werewolf every day for a week preceding the full moon. And missing any one of those doses completely negates the effect. I mean, I can't help but think that that's just kind of laziness on She Who Must Be Named's part, just to justify why Remus Lupin goes nuts and turns into a werewolf at the end of Prisoner of Azkaban, because, you know, he missed his single dose. But whatever. Wizarding world works in strange and mysterious ways. So, moving on. It is also stated that it tastes foul, and that you can't add sugar to it because sugar will also negate the effect. All right, so I just needed to add a little bit extra to fill out the bottle, and then I'm just going to agitate it so that some of these twigs are actually standing up rather than just sitting at the bottom of the bottle. All right, that looks thoroughly mixed, and you can see everything in it, so I think that I'll consider that a win, despite having to use so much of one of Chrissy's supplies. But I think that's okay, because she takes so many potion supplies out of my potions classroom here, So I think it's all going to even out in the end. All right, so let's cure this thing. So it's important to note that when Remus Lupin was a student at Hogwarts, the Wolfsbane potion probably did not exist yet, because that was the whole reason for the creation of the Marauders. That the other Marauders became Animagi simply so that Remus would not be alone when he turned into a wolf and went running around Hogwarts, the Forbidden Forest, or, destroyed the inside of the Shrieking Shack. He was a werewolf. He was not in control of his mental faculties. The recipe for Wolfsbane potion that we are given, because I believe Snape had his Newt students brew it. The instructions given are: add 17 leaves of the Wolfsbane plant to the cauldron. Put in the juice of 2 mandrake leaves. Add 3 drops of dragon's blood. Control the precise temperature at the right time. That is extraordinarily vague. Add 1 powdered moonstone. Stir thrice, clockwise. Put in 2 drops of the syrup of hellebore. Add 3 murtlap tentacles. Maintain a medium temperature. Add the juice of 7 suppiforous beans, 1 at a time. Reduce heat to a low temperature. Gently crush an okami egg and sprinkle it into the cauldron. Wave a wand, stir 6 times anti-clockwise, and wave a wand for a second time. It's kind of fitting that the Wolfsbane potion is the final set we are making for this series, simply because it uses so many of the other things that we have made in this series. It uses mandrake leaves. We made the potted mandrake. It uses dragon's blood. We made dragon's blood. It uses syrup of hellebore. It uses murtlap tentacles. I mean, this is kind of the dumpster of potions making. It's a throw everything in at once and see what sticks. So going back to Prisoner of Azkaban for just a moment, in just an example of, child stupidity, Harry believes Snape was poisoning Lupin with this steaming blue potion goblet that he kept giving to Lupin every day. And, Hermione wisely told him that it was idiotic to think that, because why would Snape be doing it so openly? And, if something bad did happen to Lupin, obviously it was due to the extraordinarily suspicious drink that Snape had been giving him since the school year began. We're back from curing, and this is fully cured. Tap tested. Everything looks fine. You can see the branches in it. It is actually translucent. Success. So let's put the cork in this, so to speak, and then do our fiber cord. Label in cord fiber color. Now, I do not believe that there is, unlike the armadillo, it wasn't the armadillo bile, it was the infusion of wormwood, where they tried to make you do that cockamamie, whatever it was, the hanging rope basket over that bottle. I don't think we're supposed to do anything here other than to wrap it around the neck of the bottle like every other cord instruction for any other potion that we've made this series. So this should be fairly simple. That's a problem. This twine is, it's not really a single thing of twine. It's just a bundle of thread put together. So that just makes it so that the ends are frayed, and it makes it very difficult to, for my fat fingers to actually make a knot with it. Because invariably some of these little pieces fly away and just don't go in the hole, so to speak. And it looks a little lopsided. That's fine. Just going to trim off the excess. It looks like a little happy little bow. There you go. We made a happy little bow on the neck of this bottle. Let's put the label on. I still do not have a pen with a small enough nib to do any sort of writing on these. Maybe next series. Oh, look at my nail. I mean, it just says number 2 on this label. But there you have it. Here is our completed Wolfsbane potion. So here is our completed Wolfsbane potion. And I'm very happy that I caught the transparency issue this time, as opposed to the murtlap essence. I actually really quite like this. I think that it's a very attractive color. I think that you can see the little branches, or murtlap tentacles, or whatever you want to think of them as. The twine is fine. It gives the bottle some kind of distinguished potion-y kind of feel. I do like the gum label. I've liked the gum labels for almost all the sets, actually, now that I think about it. I'd say it's a success. This is easily one of my favorite sets in this series. And what a series it has been. We have made 15 Harry Potter potions that may or may not be potions. We're just going to ignore that for right now. And I would say that, for the most part, overall, I enjoyed making all of these sets. Overall, I enjoyed the series itself. Do I have problems with a lot of the potions in there? Maybe. Do I think they were all wins? No. There are definitely some losses in there. And yes, my crafting may be at fault, but some of them just were naff to begin with. Instructions, ingredients, what have you. I've quite enjoyed my time in the Miniverse. I'm very excited to start doing the Harry Potter Back to Hogwarts series. I hear tell that Miniverse's MGA is going to be doing a surprise unveiling of their not surprising Happy Birthday Harry Hagrid's birthday cake on July 31st. I don't know how that's going to work out, but if I can get that set, I will get that set. Because you know what? I am a completist, and I'm also kind of a pack rat, and I'm kind of a collector. And if I see something that is even tangentially related to something I enjoy, I'm going to snap it up and just hold on to it. I think that I think MGA made some missteps with some of the potions in the series. I hope that they do a series 2. I would be all in for that. I would love to make a series 2 of Harry Potter Potions. I would like to see more potions in Harry Potter Potions. Or just take away the potions moniker from the series and just do liquids or something else. I mean, they kind of basically did that with Back to Hogwarts, because Back to Hogwarts has a lot of things that are iconic to the series of books and movies that you can make, construct, build, whatever. And I really appreciate that. I like that. I think maybe potions might have been too much of them trying to pigeonhole themselves into something that is a liquid craft with resin. So maybe they won't come out with a potion series 2. Who knows? If they did, you'll see it on this channel, because by gum, I will make it. And I'll be starting back to Hogwarts. Continuing with the Lord of the Rings balls. I still have quite a few of those balls left to actually make. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I myself am not sure whether that was sarcastic or not. But I also believe I have one more MGA dinosaur ball, the Velociraptor, to make. So, you know. Wait with bated breath for that one. At the end of the road here, I want to thank you, the viewer, for sticking with me and my meandering throughout this entire series. I hope you enjoyed the lore. I hope that you enjoyed seeing me foul up more than one of these potions. Maybe learn something to make your own potions or your own crafts better because of my failures. I enjoy doing this. We'll be doing more of it. Thank you very much for sticking with us. We got a lot of very cool things on the horizon. I've been Phantom. This has been The Shelves Have Eyes. Have a good night, y'all.